Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video of the Project Showcase series. Today I'll be showcasing another rock paper scissors game that I made in Python. Now I already made an RPS game before, so what's different about this one? Well, remember how in that project the user played against the computer? In this project they can play against a real player. But first, the new concepts that we are going to be learning in this video are how to clear the screen or terminal and the sleep function from the time module. But first let's see a quick demo. Player 1, enter your name. I'm just going to use Mac. Let's say DAC. Mac, choose an option. Rock. DAC, choose an option. Paper. DAC wins. Nice. Enter Q to quit or press enter key to keep playing. Let's press the enter key. Mac, choose an option. Paper. DAC, choose an option. Paper. Mac and DAC chose the same option. Tie. Press Q to quit or enter key to keep playing. Let's just enter gibberish and see what happens. Invalid option. Continuing. Okay, nice. Let's just enter gibberish in this too. GFG. DAC is going to use paper. Mac entered an invalid option. Rematch. Okay. The Q to quit or press enter key to keep playing. Let's press the enter key. Mac choose an option. Rock. DAC choose an option. Scissors. Mac wins. What if both of us entered invalid option? L. Both players entered an invalid option. Rematch. Nice. So this is basically the whole functionality of this program. Let's quit and see the results. Mac won 1 times, DAC won 1 times. Okay, nice. First of all, we're going to be importing system function from the OS module and sleep function from the time module. These will help us later, as I already mentioned in the intro. Options, this is a list of all the options we can pick: rock, paper or scissors, RPS. Now, how do we clear the screen? Well, we use the system function and as a parameter we enter CLS, which means clear screen. We will use this a lot since this is a 2-player game. Player 1 name, enter your name. Player 2 name, enter your name. Dot capitalize as always. Player 1 and player 2 wins. As default, these are set to zeros. Now, here's the main game loop. While true, system CLS, so first of all, after we enter the names, it clears the screen. Player 1 input is equal to input. Player 1, choose an option, R, P or S. Dot capitalize. So even if they enter smaller, it's not going to give an error, right? Then it clears the screen again so that when player 2 enters their input, they can't see the input of player 1. Then it clears the screen again. Now let's see how the invalid option thing works. If both the players entered an invalid option, that is, if their options are not in the list that we defined, R, P or S, then this code is executed. If player 1 entered an invalid option, this code is executed. If player 2 entered an invalid option, this code is executed. Now, why do we need to write this before these is very important. I'll show you what I mean. If player 1 input not an options, player 1 name entered an invalid option, rematch. Elif, player 2 input not an option, entered an invalid option, rematch. Now what this program does is it checks if player 1 input is not an option, then enter an invalid option and this code is executed. But if player 1 did not enter an invalid option, this code is executed. Which means that this code will never be executed, because if player 1 entered an invalid option, this code is directly executed and we never get to see this. Let me show you. Now M choose an option, let's enter an invalid option. N choose an option, let's enter an invalid option. Now as you can see, both of us entered an invalid option, but still it only shows that player 1, which is M, entered an invalid option. This is a problem. This is why in this program it checks first if both the players entered an invalid option, then do this. Else if player 1 entered an invalid option, do this. Else if player 2 entered an invalid option, do this. So or order of conditionals is very important. This is the condition if player 1 wins. Basically the code from my previous rock paper scissors game. If you've not watched that video, please watch that video as it's very close to 100 views and it will help you understand this video better. Yay! Now you might be wondering, why do I use this sleep function? So what the sleep function does is it just tells the terminal or tells the computer to wait for 3 seconds right here for a specified number of seconds. It can wait for say 10 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever, right? Right here after this is showcased, player 1 wins. It will wait for 3 seconds before executing this line of code, and this is the same everywhere, right? We need to wait so that the users can see what happened. This is the condition for a tie. If player 1 and player 2 have entered the same option and it is not invalid, then do this, sleep 3 seconds. And since we already covered everything else, player 1 win condition, tie condition, all the invalid option conditions, so else will be player 2 win conditions, and player 2 wins will be appended by 1 and the game moves on. System CLS, it clears the screen again. Enter Q to quit or press the enter key to keep playing. If we enter Q, it breaks out of the while loop and this code is executed. If we don't enter anything, press the enter key, then which basically means an empty string, it will pass and it will do the whole thing again. If we did not enter anything, if we did not enter Q or press the enter key, enter say gibberish, it will say invalid option, continuing, sleep for 2 seconds and pass, which means this and this are basically just the same. Then after breaking out of the while loop, this code is executed. Player 1 name, player 1 wins times, player 2 won this many times, and then it quits. I included exercises in this video too, 2 of them actually. First, check whether a player won more times than the other or both tied and display the results. Second, check whether player 1 and player 2 have the same name. If so, then change the names to player 1 and player 2, which are the default names. Revealing the answer to this exercise in 3, 2, 1. Here is the code. First of all, we'll do the second exercise. If player 1 name is equal to player 2 name, then it will change the names to player 1 and player 2 respectively. Then it will say both players use the same name, changing to default names. Now the first exercise, here it checks if player 1 wins more time than player 2. If yes, then this piece of code is executed. If player 2 won more times, then this piece of code is executed. Else both of them won the same amount of times and this piece of code is executed. Let me show you a demo. Let's enter the same name, Mac and Mac. Both players use the same name, changing to default names. Player 1 choose an option, rock, player 2 choose an option, rock, tie, which means we are currently at 0-0. Paper and scissors, player 2 wins. Let's quit. Player 1 won 0 times, player 2 won 1 times. Player 2 won more times than player 1. That was it for the video guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.